The 19th century saw a period of significant change across the globe. As the Industrial Revolution brought about new economic and technological advancements, people began to question the social and political structures of their societies. This period, known as the Age of Reform, witnessed a push for social and political change in many countries. In this script, we will explore the key events and figures of the Age of Reform and their impact on the world. The Industrial Revolution brought about an increase in wealth and economic growth, but it also created new social problems. The growth of cities led to overcrowding, poor living conditions, and the rise of slums. Workers in factories and mines faced long hours, low wages, and dangerous working conditions. These conditions sparked a desire for change, and the push for reform began. One of the key figures of the Age of Reform was Karl Marx, whose ideas would come to shape the course of history. Marx believed that the problems of society were caused by the unequal distribution of wealth and that the only way to solve them was to overthrow the existing system of capitalism. His ideas would go on to inspire the formation of socialist and communist political parties around the world. In Britain, the push for reform took the form of the Chartist movement. The Chartists demanded universal male suffrage, the secret ballot, the end of property qualifications for members of parliament, and the payment of MPs. They also called for annual general elections and equal representation for all constituencies. Although the Chartists did not achieve all their goals, their demands eventually became a reality in the late 19th century. Another significant event of the Age of Reform was the abolition of slavery. In 1807, Britain passed the Abolition of the Slave Trade Act, which banned the trade in slaves throughout the British Empire. In 1833, Britain passed the Slavery Abolition Act, which abolished slavery in all British colonies. Other countries followed suit, and by the end of the century, slavery was abolished in most parts of the world. In the United States, the push for reform took the form of the abolitionist movement. Abolitionists campaigned for the immediate and complete abolition of slavery in the United States. They were often met with violence and hostility, but their efforts eventually led to the Emancipation Proclamation in 1863 and the 13th Amendment to the Constitution in 1865, which abolished slavery in the United States. The Age of Reform also saw the emergence of the women's rights movement. Women had long been denied the right to vote and to participate fully in society. The suffrage movement began in the mid-19th century, led by figures such as Susan B. Anthony and Elizabeth Cady Stanton. They demanded the right to vote, access to education and employment opportunities, and equal rights under the law. Although it would take several more decades, their efforts eventually led to the passage of the 19th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution in 1920, which granted women the right to vote. In conclusion, the Age of Reform was a period of significant change in the 19th century. People began to question the social and political structures of their societies and demanded change. This period witnessed the abolition of slavery, the push for universal suffrage and women's rights, and the rise of socialist and communist political parties. The ideas and movements of the Age of Reform continue to shape the world today, and their impact can be seen in the ongoing struggle for social and political change.